Okay, see this right here? Fred and I bought this, I think 20 years ago? Maybe a little longer. I'm not 100% sure. But that's upside down. Well, the one is. Anyway, this tag right here, original retail price at Eaton's in Toronto was $99.89. We bought it at a flea market for $15 and it had never been used. Want to check this out? Take a look. You ready? Ta-da! All right, now we've used this a lot over the years, but this has not been used since we moved to PEI. And what I'm going to do over the next couple of days is give it a really, really good clean out. So I'm going to move this out of the way real quick, but check this out. It even still has the book. Is that not just the coolest thing? Alrighty, so this is the actual pasta machine itself. Like I said, it needs to be cleaned. That's what I'm going to be doing the next couple of days. So we're going to, that's why I also have my cloth sitting here. So that's the pasta machine. Now it comes with the ravioli maker. This one is the tagliatelle. For me, it looks more like linguine, but they call it tagliatelle. This one here is the lasagna sheeter, so you can make the thinner sheets of lasagna, or you can just make wide ones. We've got this one here, which is the spaghetti, and they call this one spaghettini, I think it says on the box, but to me it's kind of like angel hair. I think this is the only one I've not used. It is pasta day. And yeah, I'm showing you tea towels. Okay, first of all, ignore the hair, okay? It's been a morning already. So, the tea towels. What I did is I cleaned off actually the clothes drying rack, and I've got 4 nice squeaky clean lint-free cotton tea towels. So when we make the pasta, I'm going to be hanging them on those tea towels so it has a nice good place to dry. That's what we're going to do. Oh yeah, by the way, I got all the shelves done. So check it out. Look, see? All of them. Doesn't that look good? Yay! So Fred did help. Thank goodness. Oh, I started the first one, and trust me, you didn't want to hear me. Seriously, did not want to hear me. But anyway, let's get this pasta adventure going, because I haven't made pasta in so long, and I'm really kind of hoping I don't mess this up. Alrighty, so this, guys, is that book that we bought when we went shopping and I went to HomeSense. And the pasta recipe that we're going to do is the one that they have in here, which is just a basic pasta dough. So I am going to cheat a tiny bit because I know my hands cannot do the whole kneading thing anymore. So I broke out the big guns this morning. Now the recipe calls for 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 3 large eggs, and 1 egg yolk. Now, I don't have a use for an egg white, so I'm going to cut it back by 1/4 cup of flour and only use the 3 eggs. I know it's off recipe, but that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so my 1/2 cup measure. So since I'm using my 1/2 cup measure, I'm going to put 5 of them in. And the neat thing is about this basic pasta dough that's in this book is it just uses regular old all-purpose flour. I mean, seriously, that's fabulous. Let's bring this guy over. Oh. All right, now it is time for 3 whole large eggs. So the book even gives you the instructions on how to do it by hand, which I have done in the past. So you notice I've got a well in the middle. So the way it works when you do it by hand is you put the flour out on the board, add the 3 eggs to the middle, and then just slowly work it in. But we're cheating today. All right, I'm going to start this just on low. Alrighty, so this has had the chance to sit for a bit. A little bit longer than it should have. I had a tiny snack, but I'm going to cut it into 4, but I'm only going to use the 1 piece for now. 1, 2, oops, 3, 4. There we go. I'm going to wrap these back up because we're going to use these here right shortly. I'm going to use this piece to make sure I still know how to use the pasta maker. So this is going to be the same scenario as when you use a cutting board. I'm going to put a damp rag underneath the pasta machine to kind of help hold it. And also, of course, the actual little clamp that holds it down. So let's hold this thing down. Now I would do this on the island, but this clamp is actually too big for me to do that. So let me attach this and then I'll show you how this works. There we go, guys. So I can't quite put it in all the way because of the way my counters are built. And of course, when I put it in, I also can't close the drawer. And here is our little, get in there. Ugh. And there's our crank. All right. So right now it's on 1, which is the biggest. It's the widest. And the way it works is, let me move you guys over a bit. Ta-da! Now I'm going to be doing this a few times because it's going to kind of knead it a little bit more, but you have to do it on that widest one or you'll never get it through. See? It's moving on me. Ugh. It's one of the downfalls of not quite having the right size counter to do this kind of thing. I'm going to get some flour just in case I need to actually, you know, add a little bit as I go. It's starting to smooth itself out pretty good, isn't it? Oh, there she goes. She's coming out nice and nicely now. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Oh. Oh, wow. All right, I'm going to fold one more time. And then we're going to go down. We're going to go down a size, I guess you can call it. All right, we're down to size 2. Get some flour on here. Down to size 3. A little bit at a time. I probably don't need to pass it through again, but I can feel a little bit of like resistance. All right, size 4. But look at that. Doesn't that look fabulous? Oh, this makes me happy. All right, come on, in you get. This makes me happy. Just saying. Let's go down to 6. I think this is going to be as far as I'm going to take this one. because we're going to have this one for lunch. Oh yeah, that's definitely thin enough for what I'm going to do. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? All right, let's go back to the island for a minute, guys. What I decided to do is we're going to have just a little bit of soup for lunch, but I'm going to make some noodles. Just some little pieces. Oh, I should probably cut it in half first. I should be using a different knife. That's what smart people would do. Coat it with some flour so it doesn't stick. There we go. Cut it in half again. Definitely the wrong knife, just saying. Let me get a better knife. There we go. Soup is boiling. Let's go get the pasta. So I put it in a cloth just to make my life easy to get it in the water. But here we go. Ta-da! Now fresh pasta does not take very long to cook. So this will cook for about 3 to 5 minutes once it brings up to the boil again. But I also don't want it to stick or stick together. So look at that. Look how much is getting bigger. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I'm sorry. It's the little things that are fun. Okay. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Oh, this makes me happy. Look at that one. That one's pillowing right up. That's nifty. Oh, no, it's not. There's 2 of them that I forgot to take apart. Arg. Okay, so there's 2 stuck together, so it's coming into a pillow. So it's a pasta ravioli with no filling. There you go, guys. That's basically it. It's cooked. Doesn't that look good? All right, let me get these into bowls, and we'll see if Fred likes his first homemade pasta that he's had in years. It does look pretty good. I'm very happy with that. Okay, guys, so Freddie doesn't taste test. We know this, but I wanted to do it with you guys. Now, I could have made these a little bit thicker. I kind of like how it is, but fabulous texture. A little bit egg noodly, of course, because it's an egg pasta. But wow. They came out really, really good. Let me show you one. See? They came out really, really good. All right. Okay, we're going to eat. And then I'll be back. And we're going to make some pasta for drying next. So, okay. See you in a few. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put this back to 0. That's 2. That's 1. There we go. All right. Time to continue, guys. So, the soup came out really, really good. We were really happy with that. But it was a little too thin. So, the actual pasta that I'm going to make, I think we're not going to do it more than a size 4 to cook. All right. A little bit more flour. Probably more flour than I should be using, but that's okay. Am I worried about it? Not really. You'll also notice it looks a little bit different. I put the other piece on that we're going to be using to actually cut this first sheet of pasta. Alright, so that's size 2. Or sorry, number 2. Let's go up to number 3. Maybe I'll do it on 5. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out here in a minute. Let's see how it looks first. How's that? Yeah, I think 4 is going to be too thick. It'd be really good for a lasagna noodle, though. But I'm not making lasagna. All right, there's size 4. Let's go to size 5. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's the way I want it. Ta-da! Let's shift you guys around to the other side. So this is the actual cutter. Let me get the crank on. I'm gonna put some flour in here, give it a bit of a spin. There we go. Some extra flour on the pasta. There we go. Alrighty, are we ready for this? This is how it works. Check it out. Yay! Pasta. All right, I'm gonna go put this on the rack and then I'll show you. There we go. Our first bout with pasta. So I'm gonna let this sit and dry. Some of this we're going to be eating tonight, but the rest of it, we're actually going to let it dry completely. All right, let's go and do the next one. Okay, so I decided to change the cutter for this last piece to the spaghetti cutter. I wanted to see how it would come out, so let's give this a try. Oh, that doesn't look too bad, does it? So this one I'm going to toss in a little bit of flour first because there's no way I'm going to be able to spread these out very well. Unless I do. See if I can separate it. There we go. All right, this one's going to be a little bit harder to separate, guys. Arg. Well, I do have quite the mess to clean up. Look at this poor machine. But check out what this mess made. Check it out. Here's our spaghetti. Here's our fettuccine. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Oh, yeah, this makes me happy. Okay, I know. I'm a mess. I have flour everywhere. But this is cool. It has been years. Just a minute, guys. There's flour on the lens. Okay, as I was saying, it has been years since I've made pasta. Oh, my poor shoulders know it. Now, I have discovered that the KitchenAid isn't quite strong enough because, I mean, yeah, it's one of the pro models, but it's not a commercial model, so it fought a little bit, but it did half the kneading for me. So I kneaded it for about 5 minutes, and yeah, that wrist knows it. Oh, but this makes me happy. So, pasta, just so you know, this is one of the little short ones. I can let it sit here for about 24 hours and it'll dry 100%. And you can let it dry totally. And then put it in an airtight container and use it as you need it, which is great. So we're going to be having the spaghetti for dinner. And then the other noodles, there's probably about 3 more dinners there. Oh, yeah. So that recipe is out of the new book. Now the pasta machine came with a bigger recipe that technically it says serves 6, 5 eggs, and a pound of all-purpose flour. Wow. That recipe was a little too big. But anyway, I gotta clean my mess up. Then I'm gonna make some sauce, probably about an hour or so, let it simmer. And then we're going to have pasta for dinner. It is sauce time. So I decided to do straight up vegetarian. A little bit of oil. Yeah, I just washed this pot. There's a little bit of water in there too, but that's okay. So that's a package of the zucchini. That was in the freezer. So I just thawed it out and just chopped it up in little pieces. Saute this up a little bit. And a medium onion. Now I'm using stewed tomatoes. There's a lot of onion and stuff in there too, but fresh sauteed onion is always good. Oh, that zucchini just sucked up that little bit of oil, didn't it? That's okay. All right, I'm going to saute these till they're translucent, and then we'll put the rest of it together. Here we go. All righty. So this is still on pretty low. So the first thing we're putting in is a jar of the spiced tomato sauce. This is the stuff that actually has the Italian herbs in it. And I could just leave it like that if I really wanted to, but I don't. I'm going to put my stewed tomatoes in too. This is going to sit and it's going to simmer probably about an hour. Oh, there we go. Now, yeah, I know this is a lot more sauce than we need, so I think I'll change up my menu this week and we'll have some chili, I think. Yeah, that's what I'll do. But I'm not going to waste all the goodness in these jars. Let's rinse them out. There we go. Okay, I'm going to let this sit and simmer for a while. It's like a cheetah ragu, just without the meat in it. Now, if I wanted to, I could put some red lentils in this. Turn it into like a straight up vegetarian with lots of protein and things. But I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Okay, sauce is ready. That's it, by the way. Doesn't that look fabulous? Oh, nice and thick. That's the way I wanted it. So I'm going to put the water on a boil. Some nice salt in there. I know I should be using the bigger pot, but unfortunately it's in use. And I didn't want to use the other big pot because it'll stick. Okay, I'm going to bring this up to the boil. Now, because the sauce is so thick, Fred and I, we kind of decided on the wider pasta for tonight, and we'll save the spaghetti for another night, so yay. Coming up to a slow boil. Not as hard as it should be, but that's one of the reasons why next year I want to replace the stove, so the burners don't get as hot as they used to. All right, now pasta, the fresh stuff, does not take long to cook at all. I'm gonna pop the lid on, bring it back to a heat again. Come on, you can do it. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Here she comes. We got bubblage. Slight bubblage, but it's getting there. Yeah, it should be more than this. But unfortunately, that's the way the ball bounces. It is starting to float in there. I didn't make a huge portion because I really wasn't 100% sure how much it would get bigger like dried pasta does, because it's been a long time since I've made pasta, guys. I honestly couldn't remember. So now it'll take about 5 minutes to cook, give or take. Doesn't that look good? Oh, it's almost done. I can tell you though that a pasta this thick is definitely far from delicate. Okay, she's done. Let's get dinner ready. I also took a little crumble out of the freezer that I had made. Used up a lot of our fruit. Doesn't that look good? Just saying. And it smells good. Alrighty, so here's our pasta. Sorry guys. And we'll kiss it with a little bit of the sauce. Not a lot. We don't need a lot. What, 3 spoonfuls? Probably more than enough. Yep. Definitely more than enough. Look at that. Hey. Okay. Some in the bowls. Like I said, I definitely did not really cook a lot. I definitely probably could have cooked more. But we also have some crumble to eat, and we've got some nice fresh bread that I took out of the freezer, and yeah, we'll just do that. Definitely didn't make enough, but that's okay. And of course, if I'm making homemade sauce, homemade pasta, I'm not using homemade cheese, but we're definitely not using shaker cheese. Look at that. Ta-da! I'm gonna put more cheese on mine because I like lots of cheese. There we go. Alrighty, folks. There we go. It's kind of more of an appetizer serving, like I said. We also had crumble. From a little bit of flour and some eggs to all this fabulous goodness right here. Oh, that makes me happy. I had fun today. Wow, look at the hair. My gosh, did I look like that earlier too? Anyway, it was a nice relaxing day. Fred raked outside. The rhubarb is all tidy. It's been raining off and on all day. And I enjoyed my food cooking. All right, we're going to have dinner. Easy, easy recipe. And of course, like I said, the recipe that came with the machine is like 5 eggs and a pound of flour. Way too much pasta for us. Okie doke, we're going to eat. Right, Fred? Right, Fred. And we'll see you next time as we continue our simpler life on PEI. Bye for now.